Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello!
It is Pixelparters here, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations. When we left off, it turns out that Gumshoe is going to be the culprit for now in this double homicide case, but we're going to investigate because we don't think he did it because you know what? He's too dumb to have done it.
Detective Dumbshoe.
Oh my God.
How has it taken so long for us to make that joke?
Do you want to actually talk or do you just want to laugh at me while he's standing here in the corner? Miss you?
Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Francisca von Karma and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means that for now you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. What?
Why are you whipping me?
Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting.
I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you.
Look at you! Eyebrows scrunched with lines on your forehead. And that to ask of you?
What exactly is so funny?
Sorry, I'm just as bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere.
Apparently they failed to teach you proper behavior at the crime scene at law school.
Whew. I feel much better now. So, what is it you want to talk about?
I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder.
We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself.
You were with Detective Bad? Why?
We had a little something to discuss, that's all.
So I take it that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad?
Yeah, he was he was the detective in charge of the KG8 incident.
Detective Bad is also related to that incident?
That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG8 incident from my papa, but how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister.
See, you're gonna shut up now. That could have been you, Fran. Now shut up. Let the adults talk.
You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him.
The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy.
Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes.
I see. He did mention that he's in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe we should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. Number 2, the time of the murder. You claim at the time of the murder, you were with Detective Bad.
But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked.
And what did you talk with Detective Bad about?
Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going. And then I insulted him some more.
I'm not surprised. Bloody. When she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults.
Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2.
I see. What about Mackerel?
He's a fish.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct?
Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. He just made that up.
He made it up?
Mr. Rell's crime was caught on the tape by the security cameras. But there's no footage of him sneaking into the Cadopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Is that you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer? And you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right.
I see. So defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals.
That's why defense lawyers are so detestable. But they are no match for us von Karmas. I don't believe it! You're serious! Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright?
And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer?
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to.
I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness.
You have a rash?
Just tell me about the Yatagarasu, goddammit. Miss Yu, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself. But I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them.
Requests from companies?
The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business for stealing people's lives? You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma?
Oh, damn. Francesca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully, maybe...
There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. That just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was.
What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight?
It's funny, I was already starting to laugh anyway.
Yeah.
And so, in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say I'd never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief.
Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely.
Meanwhile, Phoenix doesn't even get paid. He gets paid in friendship.
Yeah. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak to Detective Gumshoe now. But first I want to take a look at this guy looking at the nice,
he's
pretty
like,
thing.
ooh.
Wow, this thing is so colored. Detailed. My inner modeling fanboy is impressed. Oh, I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models per se, but even I can sense the superb quality of this model.
I simply cannot comprehend how that man can feel so much love for such a trifle.
Oh, I see.
You're a disciple of my father, so you would do well to guard yourself against an interest in such unproductive things.
Yes, perhaps I should take up whipping people like the young lady over here.
KK. You okay, buddy?
What's the matter, officer?
I've been staying here for forever, sir, and I really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
Why don't you just make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't that far, is it?
Oh, it's a short way down the hallway beyond these doors, but I don't want to be blamed for anything that might happen while I'm gone. So, I'm gonna hold it.
Perhaps Detective Gumshoe can be a positive influence on the force after all. And you, wake the fuck up.
Wake the... Oh, wow.
Is there no one who will make this man take responsibility for his actions on the job?
Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then the guard can have fun in the waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream.
Actually,
Jesus.
let's not. I kind of feel sorry for him now. Alright, Gummy Boy.
Gummy boy.
Let's talk. Detective Gumshoe?
Detective Gummy Bear.
Hey, it's you, pal. You're here.
He's like a... Oh, as am I. It's like,
I don't
yes,
think you need to
hello.
whip him to let him know that.
I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective. I really didn't.
Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over and we find out that you...
And should we find out?
that you are the killer. There'll be no mercy to be had for you.
It have a heart, pal.
But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is.
That's right. Hey, pal, go and do a perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will ya?
I would have done so even had you not requested me to, Detective.
Yeah.
So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you make him... And what did you do to make him so angry?
I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because of my very first day as a detective. I reported in my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department.
Oh.
By the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech.
I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. It was the first day of school every year. I'd always wind up going to my old classroom.
How pathetic for the detective to be compared to a mere school child.
Oof.
And during the recess, you claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so and from whom?
Earlier at around 3:20 and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn, so I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday.
And yet something did happen to him, correct? Looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty.
Your words sting worse than your whip, pal.
That was great.
So Detective
was a
Bad
great
ordered him
line.
to stand guard, huh? Next step. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nope, not a thing, pal.
In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage.
Wait, you can't do that.
There's nothing of any particular value here.
Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so you know.
And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket?
Hands off, pal.
Just show it to us already.
Ah,
Jeez.
Annual bonus check within. $5 total.
Oh.
Except there is no check inside.
you had your luck, now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know.
Oh my
So
god.
that envelope is really special to me. Now give it back.
You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later.
How could you?
His annual bonus was $5.
Oh, my poor
That really
man.
puts things in perspective for him. Oh
For
my
real.
god.
You can take this, officer.
I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now.
I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer SD, wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe.
Understood, but please make it brief, sir.
Okay, I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. So I guess number one, I'm going to talk to you. And I'm going to present, is it going to be your statement about how you said that didn't hear the other than gunshot, didn't hear a sound of a struggle? You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than a gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct?
No mistake about it, pal.
No. Then you're also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct?
Yup, not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty.
There was a pause. He hesitated.
And I was about to say, you do realize that if I go back there, there's a trail of ants literally at the window you were standing next to. Huh. You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself.
Huh?
Oh.
But it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine. Like through the window or something.
Like a plant and a squirrel.
Oh my god, you're right, pal.
So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. But why would he do so given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order.
Boy.
Is she trying to sneak up on me?
You!
Oh no! What? Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Wait, wait. Oh.
She's doing a raspberry.
Oh, just.
Pretty much. Oh, she dropped something.
How could you not have noticed that coming?
Yeah! My fucking knee! Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier?
Yep.
Thanks. That's exactly what I needed.
Kids can sometimes be so cruel.
It looks like she dropped something.
Swiss roll. Oh
Those
man,
are
I
so
want it now.
good.
Give me it. Give me.
Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead.
No, I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt with the next time we meet.
That definitely looks like a vending machine. Goodie.
Yeah. I believe I've asked all I need to of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge.
The reason why I'm like, oh, I know who that is because by judging by the noises, I thought it was a Miss You homegirl off screen laughing.
Oh.
But
that can
no.
make sense, but no, it was
Kay.
Child
Why
K.
would she do that?
I don't know.
Why'd
That's
she run up to him, kick him in the back of the knee, and go?
I mean, I guess we'll find out at some point, I assume. So, I think you need to read this stuff.
Yeah. We have to confirm who is correct. The judge was at Scruff Face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 then next.
I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francesca? Let's go. Follow
Why
me.
did she just run? She didn't have anything to say about that, huh?
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
so
hallway.
weird seeing him.
Yeah.
So, did you see anything else?
No, I don't think so.
I see. Oh, yeah, well, thank you for your cooperation.
Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law.
That'll be all for now. Ask again if I have any other questions.
Anytime, detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh! Oh! So that new prosecutor, Mr. Von Karma, recommended, right?
My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor.
And I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Francisca Von Karma.
That's you.
I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see, Mr. New Prosecutor. Whoa!
Oh, he just went through that on his own.
Ach!
Oh my God, the judge is me. Are you all right, Your Honor?
Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeverse is fine.
Apparently somebody doesn't feel unworthy of a proper title.
Oh ho! Very well then. I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now about your earlier testimony.
Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth? So that's why he calls him Mr. Edgeworth instead of Prosecutor Edgeworth. That's interesting.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw.
All right. After all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law.
I really appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements.
Woo.
All right, number one, what are all you people doing?
What are they doing?
Number one, facts near shit? Nah, justice.
He's making a most ridiculous looking face.
That may be, but at least it doesn't look like someone who would lie on a purpose.
I suppose, but to a Von Karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight.
Of course, at any rate, this post seems to be of no use to us right now. How are you doing,
He's very
sir?
delicately swabbing
Yeah.
that.
Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? That can be. Just take any random voice. Doesn't matter. Don't
Not
think it
just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir.
Oh my goodness.
I guess we all know of the players in this case then, huh?
It would appear that way, but I have a nagging feeling we're missing something. I suspect that what we're missing is hiding here in this crime scene somewhere. How are you doing?
Oh god.
Doesn't look like there's...
It doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area.
I suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else. You don't want to talk to them? How about we'll talk? Did you find something, officer?
I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more.
Are you two twins?
Yes.
What is going on?
They're related. Is there no one working this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue?
Oh my god. Ow. Damn.
She learned that from her dad.
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we can deem useful here. Wow.
She literally just called them a waste of
That is
life.
some salty spittoon.
Christ. It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods.
Ah.
Alright, what's on there? Hot dog.
Swiss rolls. Cost
hot
$6. Jesus. Just lovely.
Ham sandwich is $8.
What will they think of next?
Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. One packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these.
Wow.
For $6. They're awfully overpriced.
The lineup is simply awful. Period.
Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll as a little girl dropped this from this machine.
I was wondering about that myself.
Looks like it.
I guess.
Orange juice is $9.
That's too much.
Stay neutral as this fist do until the end with these. The end of what?
Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. Suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess?
You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh?
Wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all.
We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me.
If only we can pull our money and buy a pack together.
If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it.
Kids.
That's
Milk.
like classic sibling banter.
Yeah.
If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it, because that
Yeah.
means you don't get any. Haha.
Defendant's fresh milk. What exactly that's supposed to mean?
I bet that means that some milk is freshly milked by various defendants on trial right now.
No, I think that might mean that it was milked right here from the various defendants.
But at first, you can't possibly be serious.
Of course not. Orange juice. When it's looking bad, blind your opposition with some OJ. They're promising violence.
Don't worry, my whip will make sure that anybody following this advice won't be for long.
Compared to the sting of a whip, the sting of orange juice may not be so bad. How about a hot dog?
Hot dog!
When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. Yeah, what? Looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest.
Oh my gosh.
The winner was Prosecutor Winston Payne.
What a pathetic slogan. No presents at all. Now if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in Yvonne Karma's hands, everyone in court will be found guilty, dogs.
No.
Overruled!
Be a jerk.
Don't be in... Oh, that's you.
Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. I see.
Marathon's verse, wouldn't you agree it's a very clever pun?
Do you really think they put that much effort into the product name?
Even the foolish fool could understand the foolish thinking of the fool who made it up. You're acting so foolishly that I got so thoroughly mad and I am now utterly famished.
If you wanted a pack of these, all you had to do was ask like a normal person. Ham Sammy.
For $8.
Don't the prosecution and defense make a ham sandwich out of you? As you
Oh, it sounds like it's directed at that ham of a judge. Wow.
Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day.
What does it mean?
Let's see, anything over here? How about the... Is there really nothing else to be
Thanks.
touched?
So if you wanted some Swiss rolls and some milk. They would cost you $13.
Yep, that would run you an arm and a leg, pal.
Why?
Well, I guess that's everything to do with that. Just a nice little... Yeah, I already checked this area, but I never was taking a look. Yeah. Okay, just making sure it was going to give me the whole nook and cranny spiel over there.
This is just as bad as theme park prices.
Oh, God, yes. All right, hey, this window with the ants on it and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
There's actually a lot of stuff to look at over here. So, number one, I want to go down.
Oh,
I want to look
God.
at... Oh, there's a handprint, too. Okay, there's some... Okay, let's look at the bottom.
Ink! That's a left hand. Wasn't it on its left hand?
Yes.
Yeah. What are these black speckles?
I believe it's a pile of ants eating away.
Oh, that detective. He claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yes, there's a whole hill of them. She took it literally.
What are you hitting me for?
As a replacement for that pathetic detective.
Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts.
Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating.
From the look and the sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll.
Huh.
Very interesting
Oh,
indeed.
do you think like she dropped hers and the ants started eating it, so she wanted some extra money for another one?
Maybe. Well, I mean, there's two that come in there, but the pack only had one that I noticed, so maybe she... I don't know. Anyways.
Miles, first, the courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times.
No! It wasn't me that dropped the food on the ground.
The courthouse must be kept clean. Jesus.
Oh, child. All right.
But yeah, considering, I'm guessing he was probably sitting there with her, and he was like resting his hand on the bench.
Yeah.
And they were both eating Swiss rolls.
Yeah. They're doing on this bench. It smells like some sort of sweet substance.
Can't believe there is someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame! Oh, it's dirt?
Calm down, Francesca. Now take a good look. Doesn't that smudge look kind of like a handprint to you?
I suppose it could be.
Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints off the person who sullied this bench.
I see, and then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob.
You there, lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to?
Sir, yes, sir! I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir.
And do we know who they belong to?
Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe.
Never mind on that theory. Well then.
Oh.
Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. So that's Gumshoe's fingerprint.
I was just saying the other day how I haven't found any character to do a Scottish accent.
Yeah, we
yet.
just had to throw it to a random person.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
Yes.
And there you have it.
Yes, I suppose so.
Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench.
I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. The trail of ants.
It's triggering my ant PTSD.
The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size.
Well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Karma name and not be squished under it, you better work extra hard, just like these ants.
The same goes for you, Francesca. Slide on up.
What's the little...
I was about to say there's a little red thing here.
Yeah.
Huh? What is this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash. Made of rubber.
Balloon!
Ah, yes, that's where the balloon got popped. I feel like I've seen something like this before.
Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. And a piece of pink thing, too.
How dare you?
But you know the fact that there is a litter running loose inside this courthouse. It's simply unforgivable.
Would you stop hitting me? It's not like it was I who littered.
Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin.
Duh.
She's so abusive.
Cactus.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
I pricked myself in one of this cactus's needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp.
Well, what did you expect? It's a fucking cactus. Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyways, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case.
Do you really think so? I bet the cactus did it. Because I believe that this cactus staying on this windowsill is completely related.
The plant had an accomplice.
The plants are coming together.
Resin, I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related.
And you'll get the explanation next time.
Oh,
You're gonna have to wait while we figure out what on earth is going on. We're gonna take a look across into that bathroom looking area because I bet you the sniper was in there and he was like, "Glow!" and he shot the guy in the room and then he ran away. Yeah.
Just stop while you're ahead.
I'm telling you, someone shot through the window.
And you think that the cactus was like, hey, that guy, that's the guy.
I don't know, man.
He like,
Well, we'll figure it all out soon.
yes.